So the Gatsby Foundation, brief introduction, it's a UK-based family foundation that has been giving grants to programs in East Africa since the mid-1980s. It grows out of a larger foundation that works in the UK on science and scientific research, and plant science research into agricultural challenges in East Africa was the original link. Today the foundation has a grant envelope every year of about $10 million to spend in the East African community, primarily Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And our grant making is focused on a small number of agricultural market programs where we look to use our grant money to provide some of the public goods that may be necessary to get markets working more efficiently to the benefit of smallholder farmers and poor farmers in those countries. We work in specifically at the moment cotton, tea and forestry, and we're currently looking at rice, so for large value chains where we see market failures that can be corrected by some combination of direct collaboration with the private sector, working with the public sector on policy reform, regulatory reform, or just straight capacity building to farmers. We got involved with AAC, and we were actually the founding investor in the first AAC fund back in 2005, with a similar philosophy, I suppose, looking at the cross-cutting constraints in African agriculture around the shortage of agribusiness SMEs in the region, small medium enterprises, and one of the barriers to those enterprises developing being a shortage of risk capital. We teamed up again with the Rockefeller Foundation in 2005 to establish a company called African Agricultural Capital, which would make investments in those SMEs, either debt or equity. And the objective was to prove that there was a business model, to prove that there was a case to be made for an investor specialised in agriculture and specialised in SMEs, both, as I'm sure you'll appreciate, risky parts of the economy, so to put the two together, potentially doubly risky, and not anything that had been done in East Africa to that point. And Tom came on board to manage that fund back in 2005, and so when he was looking to raise a second round of investment in 2008-09, we were obviously very keen to scale up that initial investment we made and you know, take on the idea and show that it could be done at a more commercial scale, which is sort of where the AACF, what the AACF is now trying to show. I'll let Tom talk more about AACF in detail, but I would say broadly from a private sector development perspective, Gatsby makes a number of other. We're quite flexible as to whether we make grants or investments nowadays, partly drawing on the success of our work with Tom. So we do make some direct investments into agriculture where we see that as a way to benefit smallholder farmers directly, as well as the grant programs that we do. And even when we're not directly investing into agribusinesses, an awful lot of the work we do is based around improving the investment climate for businesses to come in and invest in the region. And that can be local businesses increasing their exposure to smallholder outgrower producers, as in cotton, or potentially as in the rice sector, it could be about helping external investors coming in and investing in Tanzania or investing in Kenya to take advantage of the local market opportunity. And the sort of work that we would do would be to look at the challenges of working with small farmers on the ground, or the policy challenges of securing an investment in the region, and providing the support for that to happen. We're very firm believers that in order for poverty to be reduced in East Africa, rural poverty in particular, the private sector's got to be at the heart of that effort. Anyway, Tom, do you want to take up and talk about AACF?